Yes, yes, yes. Shalom. Salam and Wagwan. Now, so we just had the weigh-in for the Tyson Fury Dillian Whyte fight. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I don't really watch the undercard stuff. I mean, I'm not that interested. I'm just not interested in those fights. I mean, they're just the worst undercard. I can remember, but it's a good big fight, so I'm not too bothered. I did catch Isaac Lowe, who's Tyson's cousin. He's fighting some unbeaten guy. I don't know what weight they are. I don't follow Lowe. I think he's a featherweight or something. He came in like really tanned. He looked like he'd been covered in Marmite, and had this jihadi beard on. You know, what is it? That Four Lions kind of jihadi beard with a mushroom, some moustache shaved. Yeah, so. You know, again, I'm not interested in that fight or Echo Esma. Any of these other people. Tommy. I watched Tommy. Just want to see how bad he looks. That's it. Because I still reckon that Tommy would get earned up by Jake Paul. You know, I don't know why he doesn't take that fight. There's £1 million there, yeah, on the block for an 8-round fight against an alleged novice. I despite the nonsense Big John comes out with, you know, Tommy seems like a sweet kid, more down to earth, and I think he realises it's actually a dangerous fight. But still, it's $1 million blood. But you know, obviously, he knows that's his career over if he gets banged out by Paul. Although he could hit the you know, that would be his pro career being over. But he could hit the like celebrity fighting, you know, YouTuber type fights. You know, so he could still make a lot of money. He's never going to make it as a pro, despite what Big John says that he's got shades. He actually said this, shades of a young Golovkin. You know, he doesn't want to confuse Tommy with the old. Golovkin, you know, who's still the undisputed champ or whatever, and still banging people out. But no, Tommy's like a young one. It's embarrassing, isn't it? But you know, John loves a cringe quote. Anyway, so we're waiting for the weigh-in and blah de blah. Eventually, we get Whyte and Fury coming ready, you know, and the whole thing, the BT one has been commentated on by this Asian dude. I don't know his name. I don't know why. I mean, he reminds me of a short version of Umar, IFL Umar. He's quite quiet. It's an easy job, though. People don't realise how easy it is, man. Just ask a few questions. You've got to keep a cool head. And you got your man, Big John, loves the limelight. You know, he loves talking about himself mainly. So we got him commentating on the weigh-in. And you know, Fury's there with Big Shane. Big Shane, like I quite like Big Shane. You know, he what I like about Big Shane is that he definitely is the brother that what's his face Tyson really gets on with. You know, he's definitely the brother that he's closest to. And you saw Shane with the Wilder fights, how intense he gets in it. You know, he's really. I'm sure there's parts of the time he thinks, I could have been up there or thereabouts, but I just like eating too much. But yeah, he looks short, Shane. There's this picture of him looking really quite short. Like Tyson's height mugging him. He looks about a foot taller, which would make Shane about 5'9" allegedly, but more like 5'7.5" in reality. But I don't know I'm not that interested in what his height is. But he looks. I quite like his long hair, but now he looks a bit more civilized. So. The batty hole snatcher, the body snatcher, Dillian, weighed in at 253 pounds, which I think, you definitely expect him to weigh about 250. He looks in decent shape, you know. He looked the typical Dillian. I mean, I really didn't see anything. You didn't take anything from it. Rather than he's in shape, so he should be in shape, man. He's been sitting there with his camp in Portugal, refusing to come over, and. You know, he's been, this is a big fight for him. This is the big one for him. He's 253, so he's weighed in at that height. That weight quite a lot. His last fight against Povetkin is 247. The weird thing about Whyte that I noticed, I came in, right? It's quite weird. You get these a lot in boxing. You get these big bucks, right? These great bucks, yeah. They get on and they do the weigh and they got nothing in their pants. Yeah, and you think, oh, Triple B, why are you staying in their pants? Ha ha! You must be a batting man. You're always talking about that old stupid ass chestnut. Well, you know, the guy is sitting there in his pants. You know, and you're looking at the weigh-in. I mean, you can say it's a bit batty man's to look at a weigh-in, but you know, the reason I mention this because these guys are juicing their heads off, and they're so full of test. Yeah, the testicles stop producing sperm and testosterone because they're like, they react to the body being flooded by tests. So that's why it's important. It shows that Whyte is due to the gills, man. It didn't even look like he had testicles. Yeah, you see that with Joshua as well, though he never wears tight pants. But then 250, I think it's a good, decent weight for. I'd be happy with that. There's no reason to be unhappy with that. He looks solid. He always has a bit of chubbiness about him, but only a bit. I think that's how Lamar likes him. Big, burly, butch black guy. With just a touch of fat, not too defined, just big, man, butt breaker. And he's got his black fisting gloves on. He always wears. I don't know, This is little. What's it called? It's a little thing he does. Everyone has a little novelty. Anyway, then Tyson. Now this is more interesting because Tyson Fury's weight fluctuates an awful lot. Yeah, Tyson weighs in 264 pounds. That's interesting. That's certainly interesting. In the sense that, so the last fight for Wilder 277, the one before 273, so he's significantly lighter than those two. The last time he's been 264 was against Tom Schwarz, was about the same. I mean, his weight varies quite a lot, Tyson. But he could be 270 some fights. He's been 247 for Klitschko. I think at this stage of career, this is a good weight for him. Again, for this fight, because I think he definitely decided, I'm going to bowl over Wilder. Yeah, I'm gonna go in there and take him out, and he did. But for Whyte, I think he'll use more boxing skills, frustrate him before aiming to take him out. And you can't always read too much into it, especially with Tyson, because he just does what he wants, man. And so he looks fit. I said his haunches, his flabby love handles would look a bit odd, but he's always got quite an odd shaped body. So I'm not gonna, as far as I'm concerned, he must have had a good camp. He looked fit, he looked slim in the face. Yeah, there's only 11 pounds of difference, which is kind of interesting because Tyson really hype marks Whyte. When they're face to face, for the face off, you can see there's a big height difference there. What's his name? It was all quite good tempered. Yeah. Yeah, so they're like staring each other down, and Tyson's taking a mick out of being a lot taller than Dillian, swerving, looking up at him, messing around, blah blah. Yeah. And he touches Whyte and grabs his tip, which is a bit weird. You can really see Lamar scat going jealous. He's touching my boob, bitch. And he didn't like it at all, man. He's taking a video on his camera, yeah, but you can see in his face, he's like, get off my boy, get off my mans. Yeah. They swap hats, the two, Dillian and Tyson. It's all good humour. It's all a bit more erotic, yeah. Apart from Lamar fuming, you can see him asking, yeah, Dillian later on, like 3 a.m. Well, Dillian, bruv, did you sleep with Tyson, innit? Did you shut up, stop talking, I gotta fight tomorrow, you're a shut up woman. Yeah? They're all dancing on stage. It's a bit friendly. I mean, it wasn't the most interesting weigh-in. Like, there was no beef, there was no sort of mega surprises. The main thing is knowing that Tyson's weight, yeah, he's smaller than Wilder. That's the only learning, really. What happened in the fight? Well, we might as well preview now what the Triple B says is going to happen. So intuition can be very important. It's a sort of subconscious thing where your mind's putting together loads of factors. It happens behind the scenes. Yeah, but intuitively, I can't see Dillian as world heavyweight champion, man. I never have. I've always thought he's a level below. Yeah. Again, I really wanted him to beat Gay all those years ago, but I just couldn't see it either. In the end, it didn't happen. There's something missing from Dillian. He's not quite there, and he got blasted out by an old Provokian. Yeah. That knockout can have repercussions. It lives with you a bit. I just can't see Whyte doing it. Yeah. I mean, I think I see it similar in the sense of the Tyson Fury Chisora 2 fight, where a big man is gay but limited, gets outclassed. Yeah, they love talking about this in boxing. They love talking about fight. Oh, there's gonna be some hairy moments for Tyson. There may not be. He may get no hairy moments at all. Tyson might just outbox him and then bang him, stop him late. That's how I see it going. Yeah, of course Whyte's going to give it a shot. I just can't see him really doing much in this fight, apart from being game. He'll be trying, but also he gasses a bit later on. He gets a bit sloppy. Tyson will take over by then. There's something a bit odd about this whole fight. Where it's also super friendly after this. At the beginning when Whyte was refusing to come to the conference, it looked like it was gonna be real difficult lead up, but they're just sort of too friendly, them two. Yeah. And Tyson's talking and he's saying, oh, yeah, we're both going to give it all. It's going to be a real tear-up. They're talking about the promotion, blah-de-blah. You can't miss that. John Fury as well, promising a war. Tyson doesn't usually give the game away. He'll say stuff like, yeah, I'm going to bang him out. And sometimes he does. Or say, I'll box him and then go to bang him out. But he usually plays mind games. He doesn't say, oh, all I can promise you will have a real tear-up. It's almost like they've decided what's going to happen. I don't know. I don't want to be too conspirational about it. If that's a word, but there's just something weird about that build-up. Something weird's going on. Something weird about the MTK thing and all that. So, something else I noticed, it was very odd. Like after the weigh-in, right? The last people to interview Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury are the BT representatives. Now, BT are paying for this in the UK, certainly. Yeah, in America, it's top rank, is it? So you obviously expect them to get in there quick. But why does Adam Smith from Sky get one of the first interviews with Tyson Fury? A long interview. Why does Adam Smith... Sky got nothing to do with it. They're big rivals. I mean, if I was BT, I'd go, don't let that snake, that weasel anywhere near the promotion, let alone the fight. What's going on here, man? Why would you let the top boxing guy of the rival, of your big rival, interview your fighter at the weigh-in before your boys get to interview him? It's very odd. So the Umar of BT, whatever his name is, I don't know what it is, and John interview him, Dillian, and he doesn't say anything different. Yeah, we're gonna have a big tear up. Fury then comes up, same thing, ready to fight. Nothing of that interesting. Dillian was quite funny because he gets introduced to, more or less blanks John Fury, yeah? And so the BT Umar is like, this is, John, don't you? He looked at him, just looks at him, Dillian, he's like, with his peanut head. Well, people say he's a peanut head, but to me, he's not a peanut head. There's only one peanut head, right? Spencer Fearon's got the ultimate peanut head. Whyte has a head more like a large hazelnut. It's exactly like a large hazelnut. Yeah, but Whyte looks over at Whyte and goes, oh, I thought that was Steve Bunce. Funnily enough, John doesn't have a comeback for that, John likes to talk, but he's not the quickest guy, but, he ends up just talking about himself anyway. While they're waiting for Tyson to come back up. Yeah, he's the last guy to interview him, which is weird. Yeah, John Fury interviewing his own son before the fight. It's weird. John's talking about himself, saying, I'd fight Dillian himself, and, I'd fight his father, I'd fight him now. I'm a hard man fighting man. All the rubbish, all the cliches, la-di-da. Listen to this, man. I was tarmacking all day. Oh, come on. I never had a camp. I just got straight in there and fight. I'm a fighting man. Yeah? And Tyson comes on. Nothing that interesting happens. Tyson looks very relaxed. I think that's kind of cool. The whole MTK, and you don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but considering what a big story that is, doesn't seem to have much of an effect, although they're not talking about it. They're asking for a prediction, I'm a war and all that, blah blah blah. They asked Sugar Hill. I quite like Sugar Hill because he's so quiet, he's just not that interested. He looks blazed all the time, doesn't he? Just staring out like gormlessly. But Tyson likes him, as I said. And Sugar Hill says knockout time, and that's it. And I think it will end up in a stoppage. Tyson Fury stoppage later. I'm going between the rounds of 7 and 10. Yeah, okay, it's quite a wide stretch, but certainly I think it'll start lowering the boom. If I had to put it down 2 rounds, I'd say I'd probably go for 9 and 10. Yeah, and I think Fury's going to outbox him, and I don't think the atmosphere will make it a good fight. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a spectacular fight. It won't be like Wilder. You know, the White does not carry White does not carry Deontay's power. You know, you're on edge at any time Wilder fights, especially a guy like Tyson, because you know he can just land one shot and the man goes over. White hasn't got that power. White is not the. He's a decent puncher, and that's the best you can say. You know, with a lot of the guys, you know, I'm trying to think. You know, I'm sure he has sparked guys out with one shot, but I think he did it to Chisora, if I remember. I can't remember that well. All them fights, Chisora, White, and all that, and the other one, I end up forgetting what happens because it's just sort of too samey. But yeah, I can't see. I've never seen any big like one punch knockouts. I think. Except, as I said, I think a Chisora one, but Tyson's a different animal, man. A different animal. He's hard. You got to hit him, number one, and a lot's going to be coming out. He's got those long arms, and he's been pumping them out. He's been boxing, moving, slipping. I see there being a buzz about the fight because it's a big fight, but I really see Tyson dominating and stopping Dillian, yeah, conclusively around, as I said, 8, 9, 10, something like that. Okay, right. So the people that have been asking, will Dillian Whyte get butt broken by Master Tyson Fury? Yes, I believe he will. He will. Properly. Yeah, properly. Dillian won't come back from this hiding. This buck will be broken.